seasoned observer of Rivers politics with years of insight into this power plays. Let's make welcome Mr. Pat Obiene, Love FM in-house analyst, a social crusader, and also National Executive Director, Foundation for Patriotic Citizens and Sustainable Development. A very good evening to you, Mr. Pat, and welcome to Political Fireworks.
Thank you. Good evening, Victor, and Happy New Year to you and our listeners.
Yes,
I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I mean, we thank God for life.
Most important.
Yes, we thank God for life.
Every other thing is vanity.
Yes. All right. Welcome, Pat Obiene. Let's light this up on Political Fireworks today. Let's begin with a question. Oh, Mr. Pat, let's start with the spark here. That resurfaced. We saw that video that resurfaced of Governor Fubara calling out paymasters in the judiciary. Now, was this a calculated move to rally support or genuine frustration from his battles with pro-Wike factions? What would you have to say as regards to that?
First, I'll ask that I'm being forgiven because I made a vow sometime not to entertain this conversation because they wouldn't listen.
All right,
yes, for the sake of the next generation. If I'll be saying anything here, it's for the sake of the next generation because by my training and exposure, I've learned not to flog dead horse.
All right.
One of the greatest adage that keeps the world going. If you're a great soul, you don't spend too much energy. Yes, horse is strong. Why flog a dead one?
All right, but we need to. We really need to.
The West is on record. I warned that the seeming peace, the Fubara Dekari mentioned, with due respect to him, was not deep rooted or like borrow from good Lord teachings, the parable of the sower. Some fell sandy soil, rocky soil. So I thought we would be curious. We need to identify which type of soil this one fall on, so that if the wind comes, and now the wind had come is now obvious that the soil that piece fell on, was not a loamy soil. Or is it a loamy soil?
As one would have thought.
Most importantly, it's not about calling out payment. There are a whole lot of poor political culture and attitude. The urgent need to dismantle the feudal system. The idea that in a constitutional democracy, an individual, reigns supreme, one and above the constitution. I had warned also in the middle of the last fracas that look, whatever means Governor Fubara became governor, he swore to an oath. And if you do a quick check now, the content of that oath, there is no individual's name that is stated there that was who Governor Fubara swore to, in other words, what do you call it? Either share or subject our commonwealth to, or even the will and decision to make the courage or the free will to make political decisions. You see, so all these, I think right now Rivers who have learned their lessons because I will be very disappointed if coming from the very infamous 6-month suspension and Rivers will fall into the same trap again. It's said that
already that's what is already playing
but the days ahead will prove. By today, it's difficult for me to say that Rivers will actually had falling again to the same trap. So the days ahead will prove whether they are more vigilant more than ever before, or they are still gullible, or they want to be allowed to be used like pawns. So otherwise, the first thing is that the world belongs to all of us. For crying out loud. No doubt, we've known if you're a student of the Nigerian political development economy, Rivers State is like one of the major subnational that the federal government depends on. If you watch from before Goodluck, from Obasanjo, they want to depend on Rivers State because of resources. Now, it's foolhardy if the actual natives of Rivers State, residents, do not realize that strategic position and therefore cannot sacrifice the huge economic advantage on the altar of tiny political interest. That's why you find this endless age-long gossip. Oh, Lagos is illegal.
Yes.
and nobody wants to look. It was okay. What is that thing you're not doing right?
All right.
Clearly, it's just what this conversation, the center of this conversation. You keep demonizing politics. You make it now. What is difficult? Take for example now. The FCC. I hate to even talk about him. Come now, you're going about what is your position, FCC? Is it part of the FCC responsibility to go about local governments in the River State? Is it part of his cutout work plan? Now I had said that
maybe it's a side attraction.
No, it's not. That's the. Yesterday I was watching one with my big brother. He was saying, "Don't stay clear." Look at this kind of comments. Now, see, the point is that what are you coming to thank people for? Are you coming to thank people that they accepted a 6-month suspension, the considered democratic institution was suspended? Is that what you're coming to thank the people for? That they endured it, and so you're coming to thank them that thank you for accepting an illegal process. Is that what you're coming to thank people for?
All right.
So, and since 1999, he appears to be the only person that doesn't have an alternative job to do. With due respect, must it be politics? Obama, when Bush handed to Obama, he was in the next day with his CVs, going to an equivalent of SPA, asking for a job. Thank God you know that. Obama immediately handed to Trump, was seen helping his daughters to wash dishes.
But it appears that is the pattern here in Nigeria. It appears that the pattern is unacceptable. Yes, it's going on. Whether you like it or not,
because you also accept that politics is only thriving in the
we see outgoing governors vying for other positions like the National Assembly.
Yes,
all of them are
going. Write books. Open a library.
This is what has been going on, and it appears to be a norm in Nigeria as well.
With political party.
Well, let's also look at the flip side again. Minister Wike has been, because I know you said you don't want to, really.
I don't like to mention that,
but for the sake of our listeners, Minister Wike has been on a tour de force, I call it that way, accusing Fubara of dishonoring President Tinubu's peace deal and also vowing no mistakes in 2027. At some point, he said if Fubara does not make public that peace pact, that he was going to make the peace pact public, so people can see. Is this Wike reclaiming his influence in this regard? Better still, could it be seen as overreach?
It's an outdated strategy. And I'm confident that Rivers people will disappoint him. Are you saying that Tinubu, as clever as he is, Tinubu is far older and experienced in political maneuvering than Wike? Wike is not his pair. So are you saying that Tinubu is not intelligent enough? At the time Fubara visited him last and he made some agreements and eventually Fubara moved to APC, are you telling me that Tinubu is not intelligent to know that Fubara has breached peace pact? No, that is just the common sense, the reasonable man's question on the street. Is Tinubu not intelligent enough? Is he the one? Does he need to report to Tinubu? No, wait now. Is Tinubu not intelligent enough to say at the point he was welcoming Fubara and eventually Fubara had come to APC and tend to assure him that all is well? Are you saying that he doesn't know? See, this is strategy is outdated. I thought he would come up with something new. All right. What he's doing now is outdated. And most people they are used to it. And you see, it's more painful this time around. He doesn't know. Those praising him just want to consume milk, but he has so much to throw around. Otherwise, what is important now? Look at other states. Look at the way Akpabio addresses his successor in Akwa Ibom. Look at others. And it's painful that Rivers State is richer than these other states. Why is it that Mr. Wike never for one day, I've been listening to him, you hardly hear him throw up conversations that touch on technology. Innovation. That's why I said I get it. I don't want that. Yes, he has forwarded such proposal, even if the governor is not pushing for that, but that by virtue of his position, he has advised the federal government that this is the advantage Rivers State has, and that he's in touch with technical partners abroad, that if they come and invest this, Rivers youth will be empowered in this manner. I can't get as intelligent. I can't we wake up one morning and the only reason we're under the canopies to listen to the conversation is in this? Why can't we have that? This idea of suffocating, making it appear as if the state must be reduced to a person is very primitive and must be highly condemned and rejected. You see, we are the only civilized society where you find these kind of things. So it's even difficult to say we are civilized. If we wake up every day and one man make himself the law. I see, the tiny different tyranny is a natural movement to popular participation. So when you don't respect the fact that people, look at you keep referring, it's even shameful and ugly to keep referring to an agreement. The man swore to an oath Everybody witnessed a state judge have the Fubara hold this guy, swear that this. The question I'm asking is that oath Fubara swore to, did they state Mr. Wike's name there? And then they there. So if he says anything about, and if you see the constitution clearly, I think is it sub 2 now, that the constitution is supreme. Any other law that is not in conformity is to the extent of its inconsistency.
All right.
Null and void.
Okay.
In the constitution, you cannot hold such agreement to stand supreme, above the constitutional provision that clothes the state of the governor of a state, his powers and responsibilities. You cannot impose that.
Okay, Mr. Pat, so what would you also make of